I'm so high, so high. They told me to sit back, don't make a sound, don't go to the unknown. But I'm too curious for that. Might be a little crazy, I don't mind. I like the way it feels. No need to set off the alarm. No, so I won't stick with it, running in a wheel, no. So I'll be taking off, for I'm dead and gone. Oh, I'm so high, so high. I'm erase the aeroplanes up in the sky. I'm so high, so high. I'm a dream and fall asleep on clouds tonight. Yeah. You see, my home is where my heart is, so I reach for higher ground. I'm living out of a suitcase. I'm getting close, now I can taste it. Flavors bitter, still so sweet. I see.
There is only one of you, only one of me. There's a million of those who won't let us be. But they're not gonna see me bleed. Cause baby, I got you. I've been beaten to the ground, dragged across the dirt. I've been scared to live cause some people never learn. But they're not gonna watch me burn. Cause baby, I got you. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's a dancing underneath the disco lights. They can try but they can never take me down. Ooh, God, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. They always bring all the lonely, but with you here nothing can scare me. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I will tell them what I'm feeling forevermore. I don't care about their feelings, not anymore. So let's show them that love is pure, no matter who it's for. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's a dancing underneath the disco lights. They can try but they can never take me down. Cause I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not.
Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Desert Adventures in Arizona. Coming to you live from southern Arizona inside the Ironwood Forest National Monument. Welcome, everybody. Let's see who we have here in the chat. Carol Waters is here. Good morning, good morning. Good to have you. Ringo and Czar are here. Good morning, good morning. As you can see, I have a special guest with me today. This is Caitlin, and she comes to us from Iowa, cold Iowa, huh?
Yes,
Yeah,
starting to be.
starting to be. All right, so welcome, Katie. Good to have you. Happy Veterans Day. Melanetti Living Free Zip Codeless is here. Happy Veterans Day. Scrolling. 857 Tucson is here. Good morning. Good morning. Katie, this is the channel right here I told you about that streams the court appearances.
Okay.
Very good channel. And he streams the court appearances, first appearances when somebody gets arrested
Oh, okay.
in Tucson. Glad to have everybody. So it's Veterans Day, and we thank everyone who has been a veteran, who has family that's veterans. So we appreciate everybody's service. Now, you have two brothers that were veterans, right?
Yes. Justin in Denver.
Older brothers.
Very older.
Yeah, and they deployed to Afghanistan.
Yeah. So there's been deployments to Egypt, Iraq, and Afghanistan between both of them.
And one of them is still in active duty, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Justin was just promoted to colonel. We just went to his service for that a month ago or so. So
Yeah.
it's a pretty big deal.
All right. So you're down here visiting us in warm southern Arizona, and you're going to be here for the week?
Yep. Leave
Yep.
on Sunday. I forgot what 80 degrees feels like until I landed.
Yeah. It was 80 degrees when we picked her up at the airport yesterday. So welcome. We're glad to have you. All right. We have 9 folks in the chat. What else we have going on? There's a link for 857 Tucson. Great channel. This channel here live streams from the county courthouse, I guess it is. First appearances for people that have been arrested. So it's kind of interesting to watch. All right, let's see what we have for weather today. Hey Siri, what's the weather here today?
Expect some clear skies today. Daytime temperatures will hover around 80 degrees, with overnight lows around 47.
Well, what do you know? 80 again. Katie, can you handle that?
Perfect.
All right. Awesome. And Lucas is here licking my armpit, so I'm going to show him. Here he is. Here's Lucas. There's Lucas. Good morning. Good morning. And he's getting spoiled with Katie here. Yeah, look at that. You get lots of loving. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Trying to wear something that's patriotic. Yep, that's Lucas. That's Lucas. What else is going on? So this is a federal holiday, and the reason we have Veterans Day is to honor those who are serving, currently serving, especially. And when you talk about Memorial Day versus Veterans Day, there's a difference in those two holidays. And Memorial Day is to honor those who have passed or gave their lives for our country. So that's the difference between Veterans Day and Memorial Day. So when you talk about Veterans Day, you're talking about the anniversary of the ending of World War I. That's when Veterans Day came about, was the ending of World War I. So there's a lot of history there. And we're talking about, that was in 1918 when World War I finished. So just a little history for you. All right. So we have channel members in the house too, waiting for Merton and Sue to pop in. They're arriving today in Ironwood, so we're looking forward to seeing them. They're going to be camping out here for the rest of the week, taking care of some business, and so we're going to run out there and visit with them today. MT Homestead is here. Good morning. Good morning. Hello from Oklahoma. Awesome. Good to have you. See, I think Carol's up in northern Arizona. Ringo, I forgot where you're at. We have people from all over the country. I know 857 is from Tucson. Milanetti, you're in Texas, right? And then there's Janice from Oz. You know where Oz is?
I'm.
You do not? Australia.
Oh, okay.
She's
Wow.
coming to us from Australia. And it's probably like early morning for her. There's Traveling Merton and Sue right there. Good morning, good morning. Another channel member, thank you. And like I said, they're going to be arriving, and when they get set up, they have 2 Boston Terriers that are just cute as buttons. And Merton and Sue, Katie and her husband have Boston Terriers too, 2 males. And are they brothers or?
I don't know that. We got from a breeder that had quite a few, so
Oh, okay.
and about a year apart. So
A year apart.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then how old are they?
geez, 13 and 12.
Wow. All right.
So old men.
Yeah. And she was asking Merton and Sue how old that your last set of Boston Terriers lived, because she's kind of curious. Yours are getting old and a little creaky, just like all of us.
Definitely. I think we go up the stairs at the same pace now.
Thank you, Janice. Thank you very much. There's Debbie F., Northwest Indiana. So we have people from all over the country. Thanks, Debbie, for coming in. I'll bet I know Montana. Is that right? Crafty Travelers here, another channel member. Good morning, Lonnie. She's in California, and she just dropped a video on her last camping trip. So, okay, Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, home of the kangaroos and koalas. Wow, that's cool, huh? Ah, we had 3 Boston Terriers.
Wow.
Yeah, they're good dogs, huh? Now, do they have nasal issues?
They can.
they can.
Yeah, we've been lucky with ours that they haven't been too bad.
Okay. So I think Merton and Sue have their little girl had sinus issues, I guess. And it took a little while to figure out, but they got her cleared up.
A lot of allergies with those dogs.
Yeah. Okay, we lost Sweet Pea at 12 and Spike was 6.
Okay.
12, that's a pretty good life. Yep, kangaroos are very unique. That's Mike and Terry. All right, welcome. Oh, they have pretty good gas. Do yours fart a lot?
Ours do not, surprisingly. No.
Must be the food.
Yeah, I don't know. Mom and Dad had one, and they gave it like gas X, I
Oh, is
believe.
that
That
right?
was stinky, but
Oh, yeah.
no, we've been lucky with ours.
That's good. And Merton and Sue travel with theirs, so they have 2 of them. And Merton and Sue, are you out here in the monument yet? Or are you still on your way? All right, what else we got? One thing that happens on Veterans Day is there are places that give away free meals, and the Tucson and Marana area. And we tried to go out one time a few years ago, and of course the line, because there's a lot of veterans here, the line's out the door, and I just chose not to participate in that because it's, I guess if you really need the meal,
Yeah.
it's a good thing, but there are pet probiotics to help with pet gas. Okay, that's good to know.
Good conversation.
Yeah. You know, we give Lucas for his morning meal, we give him some yogurt.
Oh,
And he loves yogurt, and maybe that helps. There's Fairy Dust. There's Brene. Good morning. Good morning. She's in Los Angeles area.
okay.
And if you remember, we have a meetup out here in the monument in
Yep.
February.
Okay.
She was out here for that. So Hello, Stu. Stu is here from Columbus, Ohio. Ah, he likes bulldogs. Yeah,
Lucas, look, we're talking about all your friends.
that's right. And Lucas has been stuck to Katie like white on rice. Yeah, it said bulldogs are prophylactic gas makers. Good to have you, Stu. All right, what else is going on? Free stuff. That's good. That's good. So I think we'll just stay home and we'll hang out in the monument today. Hang out with Lucas. Oh, CR View is here. Good morning. Good morning. Tim, Gracie, and Crystal. CR View is up in Quartzsite. They're full-time nomads that live up there. Yep, it's getting closer. February 7th through the 10th. Greetings to Katie from Bernay. Thank you, thank you. Oh, Debbie says, my favorite smushed faces are boxers. There's Fangirl Cheryl. She's from Canada,
Okay.
where it's really cold. It was like -2 this morning.
Oh, wow.
She does some cute videos.
I've been to Canada twice.
Where'd you go? Just
Saskatchewan. It was like a 21-hour drive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went when I was 18 and again maybe 19 or 20. So it was quite a while ago at this
was
point.
it a party trip? Or was it-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we could drink when we were 18 in
Oh,
Canada.
yeah. Oh, that was the draw to go across.
Oh, yeah,
And,
that's what it was. We had friends up there. They were friends we met on MySpace. So
Oh.
it was a trip, and they were exactly who they said they were. So it all worked out okay.
Cool. And girl saying hello. I've actually got the air conditioner running in here because it gets warm with all the lights. All right, what else is going on? So, history. We talk about a little history. 1918, World War II ended. That's when, they came up with Veterans Day. 1942, you talk about 18 years old. The draft, they changed the draft age to 18 in 1942. Of course, that was during World War II when they needed warm bodies. In 1978, the Dukes of Hazzard made history. They did their first car jump. Your brothers would like that.
Oh, I'm sure.
And 1921, on this date, the dedication of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier was on this day in 1921. Have you ever had a chance to go up to D.C. and look at that? When we lived in Virginia, we got a chance to go up to D.C. and go through some of the museums. And we stopped at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier and watched one of those ceremonies. And very, very cool to see. Very solemn, and
Sure.
you could hear a pin drop. Yeah. Janice says it's 57, huh? 3:20 a.m. Oh, it's starting to warm up. So they're down below the equator. And so we're entering our winter and they're starting to enter their summer.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. From the prairie provinces, Van Girl Cheryl says. Yeah. Flat, huh, Katie?
Yeah, flat the whole way there too.
So it was a good trip, huh?
Yes. we
Stayed
had a
out
lot
of trouble.
fun. Yes, we did.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good goal to have.
We didn't know how to go through the border correctly though. So when we went through, we didn't have some of our stuff. Well, actually on our way back, we didn't have some of our stuff ready, like my driver's license. My ID was in a pocket of a pair of jeans I had worn that was in my suitcase. So we ended up having to pull into one of them bays where they proceeded to go through all of our stuff. But I think that's common too when it was two girls traveling through the border at 18 years old. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, that was an experience
Yeah,
for sure. And
Yeah.
now I believe you need a passport to go. It used to
Mhm.
just be a birth certificate and your ID.
Oh, really?
And now you need a passport,
Ah.
from what I understand.
Yeah, and remember during COVID, it was really difficult.
Oh,
I think they pretty well
yeah.
closed the
Yeah,
border down.
I
right?
believe so.
So you're up in Iowa. You have your folks are down, what, a couple hours south of you,
Yeah, about an hour and a half.
hour and a
Yep.
half south of you.
Yep.
And then we got a chance to visit your place a couple years ago. Beautiful place up there, small town, very small town. Really
Close to the
nice.
Mississippi.
Yeah, that's right. We got to see the Mississippi River while we were
Yep.
up there, so that was cool. And fall leaves, pretty
The
nice. fall-
leafers and the tourists, that's what they
Yeah.
like, is to come look at the leaves.
That's right.
I think that season is over now. We've just had rain, so the rest of the leaves are pretty much gone.
Yeah. And do all the leaf peepers leave after that?
Yes,
Yeah.
usually. So this is it's very touristy because of the river, and we're by Wisconsin and by Guttenberg, which is just river towns. So there's no more boating happening. People are leaving in their RVs. So this is all winter. It'll be quiet.
Yeah.
Pretty much ghost towns
And
everywhere.
we're just
now.
the opposite down here.
Sure.
Now that
Yeah.
it's-
Now that because they're
yeah,
all coming
they're
here
all
now.
here, yeah, that's right. Lonnie says, "Yep, passport since 9/11." Yeah. Janice has a question. Do Americans pause for a minute of silence? I think there's all kinds of ceremonies, not nationally, I don't think, Janice, but I don't know if that's possible when it's -2. There's Phil. Good morning. Good to have you, Phil. Phil saying hello. Phil, have you had your breakfast? Cheryl saying hello. There's Diana. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everyone out in the desert. Diana, I think, was at our first meetup out here. And I think she was from New Hampshire. I don't know if she's still there. Somewhere on the East Coast over there. Okay. So in where Janice is, they usually do a moment of silence. That's nice. Very nice. There's Tommy. She Devil Adventures is here. Good morning. Good morning. Coffee and brunch. Yum, yum. Cheryl says a blanket hello to everybody. Okay, so they're doing a moment of silence right now. That's nice. Oh, nice. Okay. 15 hours ahead of us. You know, and Japan is about that, going the other direction. They're 15 hours ahead of us going the other direction. Interesting. Okay. Fairy Dust says Memorial Day. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome. Dark Gaming. There's Naj. We got Florida in the house now. So we got
They're
Florida.
probably starting to get busy in Florida too with all the.
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah, because it's warm down there.
Yep.
Good to have you, Nosh, another channel member. Breakfast sounds good. Not going for a walk today, huh? It's a good day to stay inside. With friends I made in my week at the airport. Hopefully you weren't stuck there. Oh, I remember your mom visited last year.
Oh, well, I was, yeah, we were both.
Oh, you were both here. That's right.
So I was stranded at the Phoenix Mesa for 6 hours and drove in we had just had a bunch of ice. So my 1 hour, 45-minute drive turned into about 3 on my way home.
Uh-huh.
And I had a breakdown, just crying on the drive home. And Mom's vehicle actually got plowed
Snowed
in.
Oh, that's
Like
that's right. Yeah.
the hotel staff just plowed the driveway and she couldn't get her. My dad had to drive 2 hours down to get her car out
Yeah.
of, because all the tow trucks were busy with people in the ditch and things like that. So yeah, we don't think we're coming in January again. So
Yeah, that's right. That was January. Yeah. Stick around. Oh, Van Girl Cheryl likes it where she's at. She likes that white stuff in the cold weather.
where is she at again?
She's up in, I can't even pronounce it,
Okay.
the prairie up there in
Okay.
Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah,
Yep.
up in Canada. Was stuck in Rankin on my way here. Ooh. The only thing we have to shovel here, Cheryl, is sunshine. So, and you have a friend that might be watching. You
I-
wanna?
Ethan, I think he's in here maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
So there's 19
Ethan.
people. Ethan, if you're watching and listening, hello. And he takes care of your pups for you,
Yes, he does. Oh, yep, he's on.
right? Oh, good. Snow, what's that, right? I
Yep,
agree.
he
I
just
agree.
said hi, so he's in there.
All right. Is he in the chat? I didn't
No,
see
he
him.
just sent me a message.
Oh, okay.
So
All
he
right.
responded.
Okay. Well, thanks, Ethan, for taking care of the pups. You shovel sand drifts sometimes. Actually, not very often, Lonnie, but some places do. Naj, this is my niece. This is Tommy. She's got a beautiful bus that she's built.
Okay.
And this is my niece, Katie, down from Iowa. She's visiting for the week, taking a little vacation, enjoying the warm weather.
I call it my birthday trip.
Yeah, your birthday trip. Naj is from Florida, as I mentioned. You can keep that, right, Naj? I hear you. Ooh. I don't know how to pronounce that. Nunavut, Arctic Circle. She's up in the
Wow.
Arctic Circle. Yikes. There's Hawkins Family Adventures. Good morning, Sandra.
Hello.
Saying hi to Katie. All right, so I didn't hear Merton and Sue. Are you guys in Ironwood yet? Or are you still on the way? So what else is going on? We're going to go out and do some exploring out in the monument here a little bit. Over this week, I got some places to show you. Bounce around the desert a little bit. There's a trail that goes up to the base of Ragatop, where it's
Yep.
you can go up there. Have you been up there yet?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you
Some time ago.
just last year.
Did we go up there
I
last
think
year?
you took Mom and I.
Oh, okay. To
I
the
think.
base?
I don't know. We've
to
been
the
kind
base
of
there, and you
all
can
over.
see the whole valley
Yeah,
and
yep.
all that. Yeah. So we'll go out.
But it
and
never
put
gets old, so I'll go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Katie in the red top. Oh, that would be nice. So yeah, I heard that we're supposed to have a little rain on Saturday. That would be nice. We had about 3/4 of an inch out here a couple weeks ago, which was excellent. It was good to have. Up there, you guys are not celebrating rain like we do down here.
No, not usually, but this year we are. We didn't get any rain pretty much all summer, and now that it's fall, winter, it's been raining for
Yeah.
a few days at this
Oh, yeah.
point now.
Is there a lot of farming up? You're in Garna. How do you pronounce it?
Garnavillo.
Garnavillo. Is there a lot of farming around you guys?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's all there is. It's corn.
Corn. A lot
Yeah,
of
corn and beans.
Corn and beans.
Yep.
That's good. So rain is pretty important up there. There's no irrigation up there, right? They depend pretty much
Yes.
on rain.
Yep.
Down here, everything is flood irrigated. So
Sure.
rain is nice to have, but not as critical.
There's nothing better than the smell of desert rain.
Yeah. Blew the door open and made a snowdrift inside the lodge. Ooh.
We've had that where snow's creeped in through the door too.
So how many inches have you had worst case snowstorm? You guys have been up there how many years now?
In Garnavillo, we moved there in 2011.
Oh,
So since then,
okay.
I can't remember how many inches of snow that we had, but the worst was AJ and I were driving on a highway and you couldn't see, and we hit a drift and it flew up onto our windshield above our car. So we
Mhm.
decided to get off the highway and take a gravel back road to avoid the other traffic and all of that,
Oh, yeah.
and hit a drift, and it stopped my car dead in its tracks, and we had to wait. There was a tow ban, so no one could come and get us, but we had to wait for a guy that lives in town. He came out with his plow truck, even though he wasn't supposed to, and pushed the snow away from our car, and then he actually put his plow down to get us home. So he
Oh,
was in
there.
front of us moving snow so
Oh,
we could
okay.
get
So
home.
you could get home, clearing
Yeah.
the path for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
AJ would have to get out every once in a while and clear the mufflers. Is that
Yeah, the
so that
exhaust.
yeah, so we could leave the car running, but it kept getting covered, and that's not obviously you can
Yeah.
braid that in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely scary. I don't remember how many inches of snow that was, but it was over a foot of snow. I know
Yeah.
that.
That's enough, huh?
Yes.
Sometimes we get about 2 feet of sun. I have to go out and shovel the front porch
Yeah.
off so we can get out of the house. We've lived in places, Oki and I have lived in places in Nebraska, New Hampshire, where we had to put up with that white stuff too. Okay, 116 miles away from Ironwood. Okay. So Merton and Sue are going to text us after they get set up, and then we'll run out and say hi.
I'm excited to meet their dogs.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll bring Katie out too when you guys get set up. And it'll just be down on Pump Station Road there. All right. Good job, Sandra. Sandra says she'll be 10 years sober on the 15th and 8 months.
Congratulations.
8 months, no cigarettes. Thank you, Sandra. Appreciate it. Proud to serve. I used to have trouble when people would thank me, for my service. And a lot of veterans have this issue. You really don't know what to say back,
Sure.
And so I finally settled on, after talking to other veterans, just settled, thank you very much, proud to serve, is my standard answer. And it's always nice to be recognize, but it's a little uncomfortable.
Sure.
And Hawkins Family Adventures does an AA live stream where she reads out of the book.
Okay.
So she went through the program and she's been sober, like she said, 10 years. And so she does a live stream where you can pop in there and she just reads through the book. And then they have a chat discussion, or you can just sit back and listen. What state? That's in Iowa, Phil. Would be very northern Iowa.
Northeastern Iowa.
Yeah,
Yep,
northeastern, yeah.
We're actually pretty much that part of the state borders Illinois and Wisconsin.
Yeah. And it's spelled with a G, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Garnaville.
Garnaville.
People, when I call like into customer services, they pronounce it Garnavillo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Because
They
it
just
has
see
two
that
L's.
B, yeah, and
Yeah.
the ILL. Yeah.
Yeah. And down here, that's kind of how the two L's
Sure,
are pronounced the same way. Connecticut. That's right. Okay. So Diana's from Connecticut. And it was interesting when she came out to the meetup. She wanted to learn about a lot of the desert wildlife out here, but desert plants. And so I was showing her cholla,
Oh. Oh, boy.
and I got it stuck on my thumb.
Oh.
And I said, make sure you don't do this. But it was interesting, and that's something I really enjoy when we get people out here in the desert, and especially people that have never been here
Yep.
before, and showing them what the plant life looks like, and then answering their questions. That's what I really enjoy.
Well, that's what happened to me when we were here last too. You grabbed one of those, and I wanted to just hold on
that's
to
right.
one.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I decided, and you specifically said, "Don't move," and I immediately moved, and it got stuck in my pointer finger and my thumb, like both
That's
right
right.
there in the middle. And it hurt for a while after too.
Yeah. Yeah. They
And then
really
AJ got
stick
one
to-
in his foot the
That's
last
right.
when he was here. It's been a few years.
And
since
he
that.
hasn't been back
No,
since then.
he really hasn't. If I believe correctly, it went through a flip flop.
Yeah, he was wearing flip flops. Yeah, we were chasing a drone that we lost.
Yeah.
Sorry, AJ.
I think you needed pliers to get that one out. 'cause
Yeah.
it's lodged in
Yeah.
there.
Once they grab you, it's hard to get them out.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it must have been scary getting stuck. You know.
Oh.
Plows are pretty important up there, aren't they?
And it was just a guy in actually I'd called the sheriff's department, and I know a lot of people that work at the sheriff's department, and they were going to send the sheriff himself out because he had a blade. Even though they have the ban, he was going to do that, but at that same time I had somebody else coming. So
So, how important is it to be set up for something like that to happen? If nobody is available, what do? You just sit in your car?
So full tank of gas, which I'm not known for, AJ would tell you. Why don't you put more gas in your car? But yeah, I think back to that day too, and not having a full tank of gas, and if we would have ran out and no one could have came and got us. I was just getting off work. I didn't have snow boots. All I had was a winter coat and my work clothes, and so now AJ throws gloves and hats in my car and things like that for me because he knows I'm going to forget to do it.
Yeah.
But it's very important to be prepared, even with sand and things like that in your car to help traction
Okay.
to get out.
All right. I've heard of people like putting a candle in with an empty can or something
Oh,
if
sure.
you needed heat.
Yeah.
That would probably be more important, maybe up in Canada.
Usually employers too, employers that I've worked for, it's if you know the weather's going to get very bad and you don't feel safe, then just stay home.
Oh, is that
Or
right?
leave early if you know there's a big storm coming in. So
Yeah.
we do that. every
Oh,
once in
that's
a while.
good.
You know it's bad when manufacturing places shut down and send their employees home.
Yeah. Okay, they say they're excited to meet you, Katie. And this is Phil and Sue. I showed you a part of their live stream yesterday.
Okay, yep.
Yeah. So once they get set up, we'll run out there.
I had to ask Steve where your accents were from. But you guys probably think I have an accent too.
Yeah. Massachusetts. Janice says she's 8,233
Wow.
miles away. All right, Janice, get started. Start heading out, and you'll be here by February. That's true, Sandra. That's very true. You know, and you probably would agree with this too. The experiences that veterans had and that your brothers had are hard for civilian people to understand.
Yep.
So,
That's right.
you know, the stuff. Now, I didn't go through war. I was sitting in the headquarters during the Iraq War, Desert Storm 1. So I didn't deploy to a forward location, but I was in the underground headquarters at SAC headquarters in Omaha, Nebraska, and we were supplying munitions over to the different theaters where our guys were fighting. And but your brothers actually deployed, and they were, you know, in the midst of it. And it's hard for, you know,
Scary
people.
stuff.
Yeah, hard for people to really understand that. And so a lot of us veterans, you know, one thing that I was in was munitions. I mean, bombs, bullets, and missiles are used to blow up stuff, which isn't knowledge that's normally common in the civilian world. And so, you know, trying to explain to someone what you did is difficult. And,
Sure.
and so a lot, plus the fact that those that are in battle don't want to remember that stuff. So that's a good point, Sandra. No snakes out here. You did a walk around yesterday,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, Katie verified no snakes.
I tiptoed around yesterday.
No, the snakes are all underground. Oh, thank you, Lonnie. Lonnie comes out to the meetup too.
Okay.
So we took a trip also up to Sasco, up to the old smelter, and then the rock house. There's an old rock house. I don't know if
I
you've
think
been
we
there.
went up to is there graffiti all over it?
Not the rock house, but the Sasco
Okay,
ruins.
yeah,
Yeah, there
that's-
was. Yeah.
I remember that.
Ooh, Lonnie's thinking about going on a glider. So we have a glider port just to the south of us, a couple miles. And Ron Sees America will take a group out there, and 2 people last year got glider rides.
Oh, okay.
So that was fun.
That's not my cup of tea, but
Very good. Yep. Come on out, Cheryl. We'll get you out here. Not yet. They're asking about the bridge. And if you remember when we came in, we came through Green Acres instead of over the 1-lane rickety bridge.
okay.
Well, they ripped that bridge out. That was built in 1935. And they're putting a 2-lane bridge in now. And it's supposed to be open in January, is what we understand. So you'll still have to go around. Now, that's a good point.
Yep.
So see our views up in Quartzsite, and it gets like 120 degrees
Sure.
up there in the summertime.
Yeah, that's one thing you always have every time you come and get me is a cooler with water in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, because that's life and death right there. I mean,
That's
if you
right.
break down somewhere and you don't have water, you're in big trouble.
Yeah.
So even in the wintertime, we pack water. And we've run across migrants in the past too that were in pretty dire straits, and we would hand them a bottle of water and press on. Come on, Janice, you can do it. You don't have to swim. You could take a boat or a canoe. Ah, so see, Cheryl's experienced that too. Candles and blankets. And probably up where the Arctic Circle is, they're probably not too crowded up there. Marine in Vietnam. Yep, that's the kind of stuff right there, Sandra,
Yeah.
that you don't want to remember, but it sticks with you. I'm lucky I didn't have to experience that. Is that Ray from California? You ladies are talking about National Guard? Yeah, it's good. And the National Guard was pretty important, especially during Desert Storm and even beyond that. They were very involved in working with active duty.
So Justin and Denver joined the National Guard because there was, I don't remember what year, but when Nashua flooded like very badly, I believe that their intention originally of joining was to help with things like that, and they joined at 17.
Okay.
And that's where it kind of started, and then the next thing you know, there was 9/11 and all of that. So Denver is out now. Obviously, like we said earlier, Justin is still active. That's Justin's life. That's his livelihood. That's
Oh yeah, and he's very good at it.
yes, yep,
And your brother Denver's working for John Deere.
yes, yeah.
So John Deere machinery, I mean, I think of John Deere as tractors, but they build a lot of different machines. And they do, he was telling me they do a lot of testing. He was involved in some of that.
Yep. And he's been there for a lot of years too.
Yeah.
So
Probably a good retirement too, I would expect.
it's a very good place to work, but they've been laying off up in our area. I'm several hundred people
Really?
have been laid off.
Now, is that because the farmers are not buying machinery as much, or?
I don't fully understand it. They're still making record profits, but still laying people off, so it's a little bit confusing.
So you're
but
wondering if maybe that's cost cutting going on or something.
They go through these cycles of laying off, and then all of a sudden they hire a bunch of people, and then they lay off again, and it's definitely not how it used to be back when my grandpa worked for Deere
Right.
and could retire at 50 years old. So,
Yeah.
but
where
I,
it used to
Denver,
be-
I think his job is safe there with what he does. He's
Yeah,
been
it used to
there
be
for-
those companies you could hire on and you could plan on retiring.
Yes, yep.
You didn't have to worry about layoffs. All right, Sandra, thank you for popping in. Appreciate it. Yeah, and congratulations again to Sandra. That's a good thing to celebrate, is sobriety for sure. And good to hear you're doing well. All right, we're at 48 minutes. I want to play my thank you video for channel members. We'll be right back.
To all my members out there, you lift me up so high. The support you give me makes me touch the sky. In every lonely moment, when shadows start to fall, your love shines like a beacon. I hear your heartfelt call. Thank you, dear members, for standing by my side. With your strength and courage, we take this wild ride. From morning's glow to starry night, you're the reason I shine, my forever guiding light. In the desert where it's dry, where the cacti proudly stand, you're my loyal companions, my devoted band. Through rocky trails and valleys, we gather every mile. Hand in hand we wander with your endless smiles. Thank you, dear members, for standing by my side. With your strength and courage, take this wild ride. From morning's glow to starry night, you're the reason I shine, my forever guiding light. Desert where it's dry, where the cacti proudly stand. You're my loyal companions, my devoted band. Through rocky trails and valleys, we gather every mile. Hand in hand we wander with your endless smiles.
All right. So thank you, channel members, very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. And look at that. We got Van Vita Travels in the house. Good to have you, Paula. Is it getting cold up there? She's up there in that part of Canada that I can never pronounce that starts with an S.
Saskatchewan.
Yeah, there. There you go. I think she's up there. Or is it Regina?
That's where I went when we went into Canada.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Went to Regina?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Good to have you, Paula. Hope that everything's going well for you. And Nate is her husband. They met down here. During the commercial, I was telling Katie that Nate and Paula met down here in Arizona. And now they're married. So Paula, Katie is visiting here from Iowa down here, enjoying some of the summer weather. Summer to Iowa,
Yeah.
right? And so we're enjoying having her. Yeah, that's it. That big word called starts with an S. I have trouble with that one.
Oh, the love of her life, she said.
Yeah. Found the love of her life. That's cool. That's good. Nate's a good guy. Good guy. Ah, nice to hear, Diana. Thank you. Oh, okay, so she was in Tucson in the early 70s, long time ago. Yeah,
Different
long time ago.
times.
Yeah. That's right. And YouTube really became important to people during COVID. And a lot of people I know, I retired in 2017 from the co-op. And then when COVID came around, a lot of people were off work or working from home. And what were you doing during COVID?
So at that time I was in long-term care, so working a lot, but I was in office. We had 350 employees throughout Wisconsin. So I'd work from home, but then if there was illness or anything like that, I was working in the office, but I could work from home whenever I wanted to or needed to. A lot of the time I needed to just for the quietness.
Sure.
So
yeah,
I
get
worked
stuff done. So did you have employees that they all have to wear a mask? And
Yep. So I left right before they started the mandatory vaccinations for healthcare workers. That was starting to get very stressful.
Yeah.
But we had 3 shifts of people in and out of these homes, and we didn't have a single client that had, if they got COVID, it wasn't life threatening to them. So that was a pretty big accomplishment that made it through with, I don't remember how many clients we had, but with 3 shifts of people going in and out of these group homes, pretty much was
major accomplishment.
crazy
Pretty
time to
stressful,
even think back to that.
Yeah, it does happen, huh, Brene? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and that's kind of how when I retired in 2017, I got my cup of coffee and I'm standing out, looking out the front window thinking, okay, what am I going to do now that I'm retired? Hey, YouTube. So I jumped into YouTube and here we are. This is 2024 and I'm still dinking around with it.
we bought a side by side during COVID, so that's what. And now we won't stop driving it. We go all over, but yeah, that's all we can do is be outside. So we decided to buy something.
You know, and I think a lot of people did. There were a lot of people that bought like travel trailers and,
Sure, yeah.
and started coming out and doing camping with their families. So yeah, we had quite a few people, first time campers, show up out here. So yeah, tough times. Oh, so you went for retirement instead. Yeah. And Ferry does, she's like I mentioned from LA, and she comes out and she brings some really yummy chocolate, German chocolate cake. Oh, we got trouble in the house from Texas. Ron Darrell Adventures is here. And I think he's coming out again this year too. It was worse, martial law being declared. Oh, as far as basically the lockdowns. All right, we'll catch up with you guys later. Yeah, that's Paula. All right, so we're coming up on, we're 57 minutes right now. You got anything else? Any words of wisdom?
I don't know. Arizona's my favorite place in the world. So you haven't, all these people have been here or no?
Most of them have been.
Okay.
Now, Cheryl has not. Cheryl hasn't been here. I think Debbie's been here. Traveling Martin and Sue have been here multiple times. Fairy Dust. Yeah, Janice has not been, I don't think. She's over. I think if she starts paddling now, she could make it. But Paula's
It's
been
definitely
here.
worth the trip.
Yeah. Just don't come in the summertime.
Unless you really love heat.
Heat. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Phil, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it very much. So I'm going to run a couple videos on the way out. Good Lord. Okay. If the creek don't rise, I'll be there. You better be, Ron. You better be. Scratches and belly rubs for ladies. He's got a Boston too. Ron does. Come to Aussie land and make up your mind. Okay.
All right, we'll say the best in the United States.
There you go. That's a good way to do it. Okay, everybody, have a great day, a great week, and we'll see you next time.